Many temple maps are rooms with columns. Nothing on it actually changes the fight. This one has healing glyphs carved into the floor where every time an enemy steps on one, the entire enemy team heals. And if your party ignores them, the fight can become much more challenging, even unwinnable. This one's built for tier 2 and up. It's built around a single mechanic with floor glyphs that cast whenever a creature steps on it. These glyphs are triggered by the enemies only, and when they do, they cast Mass Cure Wounds, which heals up to 6 enemies within 30 feet for about 20 to 30 hit points each. It's 5 die 6 plus 5. They're one use, they're visible, and the players can disable them, but the enemies will do their best to take advantage of them. It's 3 rooms on one continuous map, each map designed to teach the players something new about how the mechanic works. Room 1 here is the tutorial. You have 2 glyphs, both on the enemy side of the room. It's very unlikely the party will be able to stop the enemies from reaching them. So you're going to want to put relatively weak enemies here, because it's almost certain the enemies will be able to heal up with these. And for this map, I would recommend letting the enemies make death saves, as in when they hit 0, they're not dead, they're unconscious. Now, the point of this room is very simple. The glyphs are dangerous as they can heal the entire enemy side and they need to be dealt with. By contrast, room 2 is designed to give the party easy opportunity to prevent the enemies from accessing the glyphs. For example, if 2 players stand here and here, then the enemy won't be able to enter it from the north. Conversely, they stand here and here, they'll be accessing a glyph from the east. Now, room 3 is the boss room. It tests everything. It's got 3 glyphs spread across the entire room, some closer to the enemy side, others in the middle. The players can't guard them all. They need to prioritize which glyphs they disable, which they contest, and which they let go and focus fire. With the boss room, you want to be challenging in terms of enemies. If they ignore the glyphs, this should ideally be a very dangerous fight, possibly a TPK. Now, the difficult terrain on the map is to slow those who are trying to reach the glyphs, as well as make it easier or more challenging to reach various parts of the map, right? The glyphs themselves, from either player side or the enemy side. Now, there's a number of ways for counterplay. One, the glyphs are 2 squares by 2 squares, except for this one here, which technically is in multiple squares. Now, for most of them, though, a large creature like a summon or a wild shape perhaps can cover the whole thing. You can destroy it by doing sufficient damage. 10 armor class, starts with 30 going up to 60 hit points depending on what tier of gameplay you're in. Dispel magic can work. Additionally, there's just simply preventing the enemies from either activating the glyph with stuff like push mechanics, grappling, restrained condition, stuff like that. Or alternatively, the party can simply double tap. 2 hits after an enemy is unconscious will kill them if they're within 5 feet. The glyphs work fine for each of the tiers, although perhaps if you want to scale it up to tier 4, you might want to make these 9th level Mass Cure Wounds glyphs. Enemies suited for this map, you want especially lots of relatively weak enemies. I built this map assuming it would be a cultist temple, the kind where you're dealing with a bunch of weak cult members with possibly a stronger cult leader backing them up. You want weak enemies because Mass Cure Wounds heals up to 6 enemies at a time. So if you can heal a bunch, it's good to take advantage. Like I said, you want the first room to be the easiest room in terms of enemies, because the party won't likely understand what the glyphs do at this point, so you're going to have to assume they let both trigger. The middle room should be more challenging in terms of enemies, but since the glyphs are on the player side, it should be easier for them to prevent the enemies from using them. And then finally, the boss room should be the most challenging in terms of enemies, because the party now knows what they need to do. And you should be looking for countermeasures to try to disable or prevent the glyphs from being used more than maybe once in the fight. Now, the map's free on my Patreon, link is in the description. I'm Red Archon, I run 6 D&D games a week and build maps designed to create tactical decisions, not just rooms.